I remember the excitement I felt waiting for that book. I was finally going to get the inside scoop, the behind-the-scenes look at the life I had dreamed of living. I read the first 2 chapters, eager to learn all about my most coveted human, and was quickly shocked into reality. Hello, friends, and welcome back to The Free Advantage, brought to you by The Risky Path. I want to invite you to join me each week as we explore self-discovery, authenticity, and the journey to uncovering a life of freedom. This podcast is about sharing and exploring impactful experiences that we all share in a relatable and digestible way. With so much information out there, it can be overwhelming to take it all in. And here, I want to give you small bites that you can take back into your week and integrate into your daily life. Happy February, everyone. I have to admit, this month is my absolute favorite because, well, it's my birthday month. And in just a couple of weeks, I will be turning 46. And I love celebrating the entire month. And so I thought, what better way to do that than to talk about my favorite thing, and that is emotions. Learning about, deciphering, and understanding our emotions is my passion, and one I spend most of my time doing. This month, every week, I will dig into different emotions, bring some clarity around them while sharing my personal experiences with each of them. And while this is February and this month is usually all about love, and I will be talking about this, I plan on sharing more than just the feel-good emotions. I want us to share in all of our emotions, even the ones we steer away from. And I don't ever expect you to do anything I don't do. So I wanted to start off this week with one of my hard hitters. We have all felt it or experienced it at some point in our lives. It is not an easy emotion to handle, nor is it an easy emotion to admit that we are feeling. It's envy. Envy? Nope. No, thank you. No one wants to admit that. No one wants to admit that they feel envious. Isn't that a deadly sin? Why, yes. Yes, it is, actually. But I, in fact, did struggle with envy. There was a time not so long ago that I used to really think I was jealous. And we all use the word jealous a lot, even in passing or in jest. Someone gets something or is doing something we want to do, and we're like, oh, I'm so jealous, or as now they say, I'm so jelly. And I know you have all heard yourself say this, or at least heard someone else say it before. A few years ago, I did a deep dive study on emotions and human experiences, and that's when I actually learned that I was not jealous. I was, in fact, envious. What I learned was that jealousy is the fear of losing something that we already have, whether it's a relationship, an opportunity, or something we deeply value. It's that gripping feeling of insecurity, the fear that someone or something might take away what already belongs to us. And envy, on the other hand, this is when we want something that someone else has. It's the belief that they have something that we should have, but don't. It's looking at someone else's life, their success, their opportunities, and feeling that deep, unsettling ache inside that whispers, why not me? Envy really can even go as far as wanting the other person to lose what they have. It's not a pretty emotion. But during this time, I also learned that our emotions are here to teach us something. They are the teachers and the roadmaps guiding us to a greater understanding of ourselves. And if we let them, they can show us the way. So what did envy teach me? It taught me that I wasn't upset because I just wanted something someone else has. No, it was more far-reaching than that for me. Envy for me meant that I was upset that someone else had something I wanted, that I felt I deserved, but also felt like I didn't have the ability to get. That somehow what they have is out of my reach. No matter how hard I tried, no matter what I did, that I would never have it. And that's the real trap of envy. Because envy doesn't just make us want, it convinces us that we can't have, that were stuck, that were not enough. Growing up, I had a celebrity idol, and she was everything I wanted to be. I wanted her life so badly. I wanted her magnificent and magical life. She was beautiful, a movie star, and she was living so glamorously, I thought. When I was 14, I even cut and colored my hair to match hers. And I went as far as having everyone call me by her name because I was convinced I was going to change it one day. I collected every magazine she was in, watched every interview, and I studied everything I could about her. And back then, without, social media and the internet, it wasn't a lot. But I dreamed of a life that I would never have, but wanted and felt like I was meant for. I mean, don't we all have that? No? Just me then? I remember when social media came around and it became a thing, and I was able to follow her on Instagram. It was insane to me. I got a firsthand look into her life up close. And then she wrote a memoir. I remember the excitement I felt waiting for that book. I was finally going to get the inside scoop, the behind-the-scenes look at the life I had dreamed of having. I even made a night out of it, got my drink, cozied up in bed, and I settled in. I read the first 2 chapters, eager to learn all about my most coveted human, and I was quickly shocked into reality. Nothing about her life was what I thought it was. Behind the red carpets and magazine covers were abuse, abandonment, being sold, alcohol, drugs, and health problems, all before the age of 20. I felt like I had had the wind knocked out of me. Here I was, envying a life I thought I wanted, living under an illusion and dreaming for a life that I had no clue about. I had been focusing my thoughts and all of my energy on something I never in a million years would have chosen if I had known the reality of it. And suddenly, I understood. Not all that glitters is gold. We should be so careful to envy what we don't have, for we know not what we ask sometimes. And sometimes the things we long for the most are wrapped in struggles we can't even begin to imagine. Her memoir, and in just those 2 chapters, snapped me out of the illusion I had been living in. Instead of envying what I didn't have, I started appreciating what I did and was grateful I haven't had to endure what she has. I think the thing that surprises me most by life sometimes is that the simplest things can make the biggest impact. A book, a story, in one fell swoop, shifted me from living in a life of envy to a life of gratitude. You see, I learned that the opposite of envy isn't success. It's gratitude. Envy tells us you don't have enough. You'll never have enough. And gratitude tells us you have more than you realize. I looked at my life, the experiences I'd had, the lessons I'd learned, and I realized I wouldn't trade them for anything. I am grateful for the life that I have. I am grateful for the journey I'm on, and I am grateful that I get to be me. And honestly, that's enough. So, how do we escape the envy trap? 1, recognize it for what it is. Is it jealousy or is it envy? Are you afraid of losing something or longing for something that you don't have? 2, dig deeper. What is envy really telling you? Is it showing you a desire that you've ignored? Or is it lying to you, making you believe that you're incapable? And 3, look beyond the surface. The lives we envy are never as perfect as they seem. Social media, TV, movies, and even the people around us only show us the highlights. Ask yourself, do I really want this? Or do I just want the illusion of it? And 4, shift to gratitude. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, focus on what you do. Ask yourself, What am I proud of? What is it that I love about my life? And be grateful for the struggles that you have not had to endure. As I wrap up today, I want you to know that if you have ever struggled with envy, if you have ever looked at someone else's life and thought, why not me? You are not alone. You have your own path, your own journey, and your own success story waiting to be written. And it doesn't start with longing for someone else's life. It starts with embracing your own. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today on The Free Advantage. For more resources, visit my website, theriskypath.com. And if this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who might need to hear this message. And like, subscribe, and leave us a review. Your voice matters, and it helps us to grow and get our message out to more people just like you. Come and join me next week as we continue our emotion series with self-love. And remember, freedom is the advantage you already own. Until next time.